So we're going to be working on Popeye today and doing a shop job on it and doing an LED conversion. Also has some super awesome news to tell you about, so stay tuned. So we are back. I have to give a huge thanks to Titan Pinball. They have helped me out immensely on this build project on Popeye and Pinbot. So they hooked me up with everything I need to get this machine looking really nice. So I have enough LEDs and silicone bands to do both machines. And also I got a couple other parts to kind of hop up the Popeye and make it a little more special. So let's get started. Here is our bag of goodies from Titan Pinball. Let's check out what we have here. Looks like we have a all new balls. We got Novus 1, 2, and 3. Couple microfiber towels, and this is super cool, is a lockdown bar. The underside of a lockdown bar, which is usually really cruddy, they have new stickers to put underneath your lockdown bar. It tells you how many balls the game has, the caution, the high voltage sticker. So here is one for Pinbot, which is awesome. And I assume this is the one for Popeye. Yeah, 6 balls. And if you're restoring a game and you want that really nice, pretty sticker when you pull your lockdown bar up, this is definitely the way to go. And I believe this is keyed for a couple of different versions of Williams & Bally. Now, I know they have a couple of different versions depending on what kind of lockdown mechanism you have. So you have to check on their website about which version to get to match your game hardware. So anyways, really super cool. And this is their kind of a pinball kit where you can get the 3 stages of Novus. I use number 2 the most. 3 if I get into some tricky deep scratches. This really helps, and this is just an all-around plastic cleaner, which is a great thing. They gave us a couple of microfiber towels, which would be great cleaning the game with. Also, Titan Pinball does sell polished balls as well, which is really cool, so we'll be checking those out once we get everything cleaned up and replaced. And these are all the colored LEDs. These are their super bright line, I believe. And I've got various colors for all the inserts, and a lot of just white for the GI, and also in the 555s, the 44s. So I kind of have a mix of blues and whites and oranges and reds. All right, so next up looks like we have LED flashers, and these are their UV ultra bright LEDs. So this is going to be really cool to check out. I think I can use these in a couple of cool spots. And we got flashers, 906s, and the 89s. So that'll be great. Oh, and they sent these. These are for like Family Guy or Munster. So they're coming out with the small bands for the pinball machines. They have the mini flippers. I think it's only Shrek, Family Guy, and Munsters right now. So that's a great replacement with the silicone band flipper bands. So we'll be using those on the Munsters and Family Guy because I have 2 pinballs that could use these. Also, they have colored washers to put underneath your slingshots to protect the corners. That's pretty cool. So maybe put a couple of those in Popeye and Pinbot. I think that'll look great. What Titan is known for is their silicone bands. These are not rubber. So these are a silicone, and they have a really nice feel to them. And I know over time these will not dry rot like the rubber rings do in your standard pinball machine. And I've actually have a couple of their products on a few of my games, and I really like the clears because the GI lights will shine through these and kind of give it a really cool effect. They have just about every color underneath the rainbow you can ask for. So definitely check out Titan Pinball. Their bands are just amazing. I mean, I can't stress enough how much I really enjoy these products. So they've got everything to redo Pinbot and Popeye in here. Popeye does really not have a whole lot of rings in the game. It's more about the your posts. So we've got some for that, and we've got some for Pinbot. They're little small guys here, and what's really cool is all their sizes are listed on the bag, so you're not trying to figure out, oh, what was what? You know, everything is clearly labeled when you get stuff from them in the mail, which is amazing. So let's dig into Popeye and start removing plastics and getting all those old rubber, dry rotted rings out of there. So a little progress update here. So we've got the mini playfield done. Went ahead and replaced the rubbers, changed it all to LED, and there was all sorts of leftover gunk from the previous owner, or maybe the owner before that, who used way too much Novus. And what had happened, there was so much, like it would run through, the Novus ran through and just caked up underneath this thing. I had to take this completely out and get all the Novus out of there. Also around these posts, under here was just horrible with old dried up Novus or some sort of wax. So let's flip up and look underneath here. So this was fairly easy to do. I've got the new Titan Pinball LEDs in here. Got some different colored LEDs to match the inserts, but only a couple of inserts up here. So now we're going to move on to the lower playfield. So I just wanted to take a second and talk about Titan Bands now that I'm getting to actually putting them on. So one thing you want to be careful of when you're installing these are silicone bands, so they respond a little bit differently than your standard rubber bands for pinball machines. So when you're putting these on, you want to make sure that the tension is good around all angles and it's not bunched up, and you'll know if it's under tension because it'll kind of turn white here on the edges. So you just kind of want to make sure that it sits on there very nicely and doesn't feel stressed. So they're a little grippy at first, and then after, I don't know, 10, 20 games, they become really nice feeling and not as grippy. Now, if you do want them always grippy, you can always clean them with the cleaner, like a Windex or something like that, or soap and water would work fine too. And you definitely don't want to overstretch these, so always make sure you have the right size ring for the area that you're working on. Now, your owner's manual will normally have the correct sizes, but a lot of times they're not right. So on a lot of the existing rubber rings, you'll see that there's a size, usually in raised letters on each side, and it'll tell you the diameter. Titan does list that on their bands, and this is the 2.5. I don't know if I can get it on camera or not, but it says right there, 2.5. As I'm getting to the lower playfield in the upper area, just wanted to show the amount of dirt and gunk that's in here. Some of these rings have probably never been changed. You can kind of see. So next up, we'll start removing the plastics back here, get the ramp out of here. That plastic there, plastic in the corners, and we'll start working our way around. I got these cool little stickers for all the stand-up targets for the game off of eBay, and you stick them on to the targets. So I've got a P, O, and P here, and then EYE on this side, and then the jabs, and CHAG 1 and 2, and then there's a couple for the upper playfield. So let's put them on. So we're getting really close to being done with the top side of this playfield. One last thing I need to do is do something with this ramp, and it's broken on the corner over here on the top, and it just looks kind of worn out. And one of the things I've heard is that there's a translucent one available. What I've done is Pinball Life actually sells a replacement, and I got a translucent red version, which is really cool. So that installed on the game I think will look really nice and kind of give it a little extra pop of color and break up all the blue action that's happening everywhere. However, in doing the swap, there is a lot of wiring that's going to have to be done to make this swap happen. So I've got to unsolder all these lights and also all the switches that are underneath there, get the wires out through these holes here so I can reconnect it to the new ramp. So we'll do that on the next episode, as well as we'll do the LEDs for all the inserts on the bottom side of the playfield. And then after that, I think we're done as far as the gameplay is involved, and then we'll move on to looking at how to get this cabinet looking nice, and we'll have a nice looking game. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna end the video here. I wanna give a huge shout out to Titan Pinball for supporting this build on Popeye and Pinbot coming up. So stay tuned for that. So we got a lot of work done over the last few days with the Popeye. Got all the upper playfield, new rings on it, new LEDs, cleaned up a lot of really nasty plastics, and the wire forms, just kind of went through the whole thing top to bottom. So next episode, we're going to do LED conversion on the inserts under the playfield, and also, as you saw, I got that new ramp for the left-hand side of the game, and all those wires are gonna have to be swapped out, so that's gonna be a big job. So that'll be in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching Empire Pinball. Oh, by the way, Titan Pinball sent this out to me. I don't know what it is. It's got a little red button on it, so I was gonna press it and see what happened. So let's do it.